Long before pizza came around, Armenians were making savory flatbreads topped with meat and vegetables called Lahmajun. And today, Bridget's going to tell us more.
Oh, I absolutely love these. These are so thin and crisp, still tender, and covered with that beautiful meat paste. Oh, all good words. We're going to start with the dough. We have 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Now that's about 16 1/4 ounces. And you want to use an all-purpose flour if you can. That is a little higher in protein, a little higher gluten. So something like a King Arthur would be great. But these will still be fine without King Arthur flour. They're not just going to be as crisp. Okay. So to this, we're going to add an 1/8 teaspoon of instant, or you can use rapid rise yeast. So just going to put on the lid here, and we're going to let this whirl for a couple seconds just to mix everything about. So next, ice water, 10 ounces. I just like to keep ice up to the last moments, get it out of there. Keeping everything cold is the name of the game here. I'll add the water in a slow, steady stream. And then I'll let it mix until the flour is incorporated. That's only going to take about 10 seconds.
Okay.
So we're going to leave this for 10 minutes. We're not adding any salt at this point because the salt and the flour compete for that water. We want the flour to have access to the water so it can start to develop a little gluten.
Okay.
So again, 10 minutes. All right, it's been 10 minutes. Not much has changed. But a lot's going on the inside. There's a lot of gluten that's started to develop. So now we can add a tablespoon of vegetable oil. We can add our salt at this point. This is a 1.5 teaspoons of table salt. So I'm going to let this go for about 30 to 60 seconds until the dough really comes together. It's going to look a little shaggy dough. All right. Enough of that. All right, you can see that the dough is really shaggy. It doesn't look smooth at all.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's quite sticky.
So it is a little sticky. I do need it to come together, and I want to use a lightly oiled countertop here. Instead of flour at this point, we don't want to add flour to the dough because it's a really nice ratio in there. So at this point, got lightly oiled hands. Just going to lightly bring this together. Just kneading it for about a minute. It's still quite coarse there, a little rough. Now this is going to make 4 flatbreads. So at this point, I'm going to take a bench scraper and do my best to cut it right down the middle. And then each half into half. So we got 4 quarters here. These are going to be 12-inch flatbreads. So what I'm doing is I'm just bringing these together into a nice little ball. You want to put one together?
Yeah, I actually do want to get my hands on this dough.
Look at that beautiful little dough round you did there. If you wouldn't mind spraying that rimmed baking sheet. All right.
There you go.
All right, so these are gonna go onto a sprayed baking sheet here. If you wouldn't mind spritzing the tops too. Just a little sheet of plastic right over the top. All right, and you wanna make sure at this point that this is pretty well sealed. So these are going to go into the refrigerator for a minimum of 16 hours. You can do it 24 to 48 is even better.
Oh, wow.
48 hours is magic. This dough will love you for life.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna go put these in the fridge. All right, dough is resting in the fridge. We have plenty of time to work on our flavorful meat topping.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on, and it starts with a bell pepper. It's just 1 bell pepper, stemmed, seeded, and cut into 1-inch pieces. Got a 1/4 of a small onion, not a lot, just goes right in there. Got a 1/4 cup of parsley leaves, and some of the little tender stems is fine in there. We have 1 garlic clove, just peeled. A tablespoon of tomato paste, and then some spices. This is a teaspoon of ground allspice, a teaspoon of paprika. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of table salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. An 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, and an 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're also using biber salchasi, which is absolutely essential for this recipe. It's got a beautiful roasty red pepper taste. And it's basically red peppers of different kinds, depending on the type that you buy, that have been roasted and pureed, and then either concentrated or sun-dried. It's a beautiful flavor. This is 2 tablespoons. It goes right in there. And now lid goes on. And we're gonna let this whirl for about 15 seconds until it's pretty smooth. All right, so that's good on its own, but of course, we got to turn this into a beautiful meat topping. So we've got a little bit of lamb. This is 6 ounces of ground lamb. I'm going to break this up into chunks and add it right in the food processor. Lid goes on. We're just going to pulse this until it comes together. That's about 8 to 10 pulses. Oh, ho, ho, ho. All right, take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, it looks easy to spread on.
And a little goes a long way. So, just gonna put this into a bowl.
Ooh,
Yeah, you're
that
getting
smells delicious.
No. All right, so that looks brilliant. And if you wouldn't mind handing me that plastic, we're topping that there.
There you go.
All right, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and you wanna let it sit in there until it's really well chilled. I like to do it up to a day in advance. So along with our flatbreads, we're going to make a beautiful little fresh salad. Yeah, and you can use it to wrap the flatbreads around. You can serve it on the side.
Oh, that's my kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's really easy to make. So it's going to be a tomato and cucumber salad.
Oh, easy.
Sound good? So we've got an English cucumber here. I know it's English because it's very polite. We're going to cut this lengthwise in half. All right, I'm just going to lengthwise cut these in half again. Now, I want to cut these into pretty thin slices, about 1/4 inch pieces. All right, so this is going to go into a colander. There's a lot of water in these cucumbers. There's a lot of water in tomatoes, which we're also adding. This is 2 tomatoes that are cored and then cut into 1/4 inch pieces. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of salt here. I've got 3/4 teaspoon of table salt.
Ah, drawing out the moisture so that when you put this on top of the flatbread, it won't make a soggy mess.
Exactly. Nobody wants a soggy mess, especially on those crisp flatbreads. So we're gonna leave this to do its job for 15 minutes. What a difference 15 minutes makes.
Yeah, look at all that liquid.
Drawn out of the tomatoes and the cucumbers. As you said, that would make our salad very wet, so we want to get rid of that. All right, so now we can dress our salad. We've got 1/2 cup of pitted green olives and fresh mint. This is 1/4 cup of mint leaves that we've shredded. And then our dressing is 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and 2 tablespoons freshly squeezed lemon juice and 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. So I'll toss this. So this is really a salad that you want to dress about an hour before you're going to serve. Our dough is beautifully rested. All right. And we let these sit out on the counter for about an hour. That just warms them up enough. It's going to make it easier for us to work with them. Got you set up.
I know, I'm excited.
So I'm going to give you a dough round here.
All right, flourless, nice clean counter.
No flour on that counter. We
right.
actually want the dough to stick to the counter just a little bit to help us work it out to that really paper thin texture.
Interesting.
All right, so let me do the same here. So you want to take a little bit of your bench flour and just lightly but evenly flour the top. It's okay if you get a little bit on the counter. We're going to take the heel of our hand and just work the dough out to about a 5-inch circle. Now you can use your rolling pin to gently coax it out to a 12-inch circle. Again, if you see any big holes in there, just give them a pop. And if it starts to look misshapen, I'm not going to tell anyone. But if it starts to look misshapen, you can always pick up the flatbread and then just kind of rearrange it on your counter.
Okay.
So we're getting this to a pretty even thickness. Oh, honey.
I'm trying.
Now, lightly flour the top. I went ahead and floured your peel for you.
Thank you.
You don't want it to stick to the peel. So just start to pull it up gently. Wham.
All right, reshaping. I'm hoping the topping is going to cover some of my inconsistencies here, but I got it to the right size, 11 inches.
Yours is beautiful. Now take 1/4 of the filling, it's about 1/2 cup.
Okay.
Just plop it right in the center. Now you see these little pieces of plastic wrap? We're going to place this right on here. So you're just going to kind of work it around
Okay.
using your fingers.
All right, so leaving just a little bit of dough on the edge.
Just about 1/8 of an inch of dough.
Okay.
Get it out as far as you can.
All righty.
There we go.
Nice.
These are going to go into a 500-degree oven.
Woo.
Got the rack at the top position. It's about 4 to 6 inches from the broiler. We're not using the broiler. That just lets you know where to set that top rack. I've got a stone in there. It's been preheating for a good hour. And they're going to bake until the topping is starting to sizzle and the crust looks a little golden brown. That's only going to take about 6 minutes. Oh,
right, so what am I looking for?
Oh, you're looking for a bubbling filling on the top.
Got it. All right. The fragrance is overwhelming. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. There's so much goodness in here, and they are ready to eat.
Yay!
Straight out of the oven. I'm going to take yours up here.
Okay.
So beautiful. Now, let me show you one way that you can serve it. Of course, we have that beautiful salad that we made earlier. And a little bit of this just goes right down the center.
That's cool. That just looks cool to boot.
It's gorgeous. And then fold it over and fold it over.
Oh, goodness.
Just going to slice this right in half. How's that looking?
That looks amazing.
There we go. All right.
That fresh hit of cucumber and tomato with that lamb.
The dough itself, it's crisp on the bottom, but it's still really tender.
The flavor is on point. Bridget, this is incredible. Thank you for showing me how to make these.
You bet.
So if you want to make these incredibly fragrant flatbreads, make a simple yeast dough in the food processor, blend lamb with a number of spices, and serve with a cucumber tomato salad. From America's Test Kitchen, a classic Armenian recipe for Lahmajun. I love the olives in there too.
It's crazy good.
Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.